everyone. Welcome to Murder She Watched, the podcast where we solve murders from our couch. My name is Amy Archer. I'm your host, and I'm here today with my partner in crime, Kyla. Hi, Kyla.
Hi. Hello. Hey, everybody.
How are you?
I'm really good. I'm excited to record today. I'm excited to talk about this topic.
Yeah.
I've been down the Elizabeth Smart rabbit hole, and I'm one of her fangirls right now.
Yeah. So, full disclosure, I did not know much about this case. Like, I knew the
Really?
the
Okay.
very vague outline. Like, I knew that she was
Right.
kidnapped from her bedroom because
Right.
this happened right before I had my kids, 4 years before I had my
Oh,
kids. So I was
God.
like, oh.
Yeah.
So I knew that she was kidnapped from her bedroom. I
Yeah.
knew that it was for a long time.
Yeah.
And I knew that she was returned. And I also knew that the guy was like outside the family.
Yeah.
Those were
Okay.
like
So
the
you knew the
things I knew.
basics.
That was it. But is there somebody else who had a famous kidnapping?
Yes. I was just going to say a lot of people confuse her with JC Dugard. Very similar, but she was gone for like a decade, I think. And
Oh,
she ended up having children with the man. And they
okay.
started, it was nuts. Her book is very good.
Yeah. So that's what I was mixing her up
Yeah.
with because I'm like, didn't she have a kid?
Yes.
But
And
she
it's funny
didn't.
because I think everybody makes that because their stories are so similar.
What was Dugard? Was that in JC Dugard? Was that in Salt Lake City as well?
Lake Tahoe,
Oh,
but
okay.
she was also taken by a stranger from the bus stop
Ugh,
at school, like waiting for
Jesus.
the bus in the morning. I know.
Mm. We grew up around the time of stranger danger, and this is why.
100,000%. Adam
Yeah.
Walsh shaped my childhood.
Uh, so my mother is in love with John Ramsey.
Yes.
I think she also loves John Walsh.
I like that. I
Hmm.
would be more into John Walsh than John Ramsey.
Yeah, I think she just feels bad for John Ramsey.
She just wants to give him a little compassion, right?
Sure.
Sure,
Oh,
ew,
whatever that
no,
looks
ew.
like. Gross.
She just needs to get the information.
Okay, so I'm gonna breeze right past that.
Fair. I would do the same.
I just have a few announcements. Let me announce this really quick that on our murder club, which is $8 a month, we are doing currently, you and I are doing Trash Husbands Month, and we're doing a bunch of like 48 hours, some
Oh, it's
Dateline stuff like
fun.
that. It's a lot of fun. We did David Temple last week, and
Yes.
yesterday you would have heard Christine Klug, Klug, Krug,
Krug. I think it's
Krug.
Krug.
Yeah, it is.
Dan.
Dan. Oh.
Dan's awful.
The him and David Temple, the D bags.
We have a new category. We have the D bags and all the fuck this guys.
Mm-hmm,
My
mm-hmm.
hatred for David Temple, though, I don't know. That knows no
It's a
bounds.
lot. And then we have Doug Grant coming up next
Yeah.
week. But before we get to that, Becca and I are doing the Murdoch scripted series, and those recaps are off the rails. I'm
Oh,
just
I
gonna
can't wait.
say.
I can only imagine. I am excited to hear it. Oh, I haven't watched the scripted series yet.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
really good. So
good.
if you guys are up for some bonus content and you just want to support the show, that's a great way to do it. If not,
Yeah.
just please leave us a 5-star review if you think we've earned it. That helps a lot as
Yes,
well.
absolutely.
Okay, so we are here today to talk about Kidnapped Elizabeth Smart. This is a new
Yeah.
Netflix doc dropping today, I think.
Yeah.
We got
Big deal.
screeners. We're
Look
like
at
so
us go.
fancy.
I
They,
know.
you know what it
Listen,
is? They don't realize that only 15 people.
I know. Hey, it makes us feel special. I
So,
have a friend who's mind blown that we get screeners. They didn't know that was
yes.
a thing. And they were like,
Yes.
you're famous. And I was like, no, no, no,
We just know who to ask. We just ask somebody.
no. Ask and you shall receive.
So I want to give some high level trigger warnings here. So we're going to
Yes.
talk in this episode. Please pay attention to these warnings because they're serious. We're going to talk in this episode about sexual abuse of a minor
Hmm.
and rape. So
Yeah.
if you or someone you know has experienced sexual abuse, information resources are available at www. Do we still have to say that? Dot
I
wanna
always
talk
do.
about it.com. So it's wanna
Yeah.
talk about it.com.
Okay.
All right. So are you ready?
I'm very ready. I'm
Okay.
excited.
Okay. June 5th, 2002. Mary
Mm.
Catherine. Okay. So I'm a little sib.
Yes. And I'm an
I
oldest sib, so we have that dynamic
I
here.
texted my sister and I said, "Are you aware that little Sib literally saved older Sib's life?"
Literally. What'd she
Eh,
say?
Well, her response was, "Yeah," after she let her get kidnapped.
Ouch. Well, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
no,
And
no love.
to be fair, she was making a little Sib joke. She doesn't
Oh
know anything
yeah,
about Mary Catherine, but Mary
that's
Catherine was
awesome.
only 9 years old, and her
Yeah.
sister Elizabeth Smart was taken from their shared bedroom. Mary Catherine is the only witness,
Mm-hmm.
and she's paralyzed in fear. From what I gather later, Elizabeth seems to insinuate that they even shared a bed.
Yes, they do. They shared a bed for a long time. So,
And I shared a bed with my sister,
oh,
and
did you?
like, yeah, up until I want to say probably around this age. Like
Okay.
she's 3.5 years older than me, so she was probably 13. I was maybe 10 when we got our own
Okay.
rooms. So it's like such an intimate thing to have somebody taken right out of your bed.
I can't imagine just waking up to that and thinking, is this real life? Is this
Yeah.
really happening right now?
Yeah. And then, you know what I wonder, Kyla, and this is dark. Why didn't he take both of them?
I have thought that, especially when we get into later him wanting to take other girls.
Yes.
I know you would have thought he would have just taken her too.
Yeah. So the main parent in this, Lois, is not in this at
Mm-mm,
all. I text you and said,
mm-mm.
"Is she alive?" I don't even
Yeah,
know.
you did. And Lois is in some other documentaries,
Mm-hmm.
but she doesn't do recent stuff. And did you catch at the end how Elizabeth said, like, my mom's just kind of done with all of this?
Yeah. Yeah.
She must not want to participate anymore.
I totally get it.
Yes,
Like just reliving the most traumatic time of your life over and over. I
it would
get it.
be draining.
Mm-hmm. So Ed Smart is Elizabeth's father, and he's the
Yeah.
main parent here. And he says when the main parent in the doc, I mean,
Yeah.
when Mary Catherine woke us up, we just assumed she had a nightmare. And so
Of
then
course you would.
we start searching the home, but then like the anxiety and the dread is filling us, and we see a cut
Mhm.
screen in the kitchen, and the window was open.
Can you imagine that moment, Amy, as a mom?
No,
Like that, I
no.
can't imagine that paralyzing fear that would wash over your body.
Nope. So Corey Lineman is a police captain. He gets the call.
Hmm.
He says this is a kidnapping in a very affluent area of
Yeah.
Salt Lake City. It's a neighborhood called Federal Heights. And he says he gets out there right
Hmm.
away. The parents are distraught, obviously.
Yeah.
He finds the chair against the house on the outside.
That's ugh, spooky.
And he really thought this would be solved quickly. We'll have her back in 48 hours.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then we meet Nisha Deering. She is a reporter with
Yeah.
7 News.
7 News.
And she says, you would not think crime happens here. Like,
Yeah,
this
it's a
is,
very well-to-do area.
yes. And she's like, I was wondering, like, is this even real?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the aerial of that house, man,
Yeah, it's
that
quite
is,
the house.
it was quite the
What
house.
does Ed Smart do? Do we know?
I don't know. Mitchell was asking me that because 6 kids in that giant house. I mean,
Yeah.
Ed was doing well.
Yeah. So we see a lot of archival footage from the time. So let me just stop here and say, I appreciated that this documentary was so straightforward.
Yes, I totally agree. It was really well done.
Yeah, I liked it. Hour and a half, guys. Totally,
Let's
totally.
keep it to that
It
timeline,
was
people.
perfect.
And it wasn't boring at all. It was so compelling, like you said.
Yep. So we get they got about 40,000 tips. So they assemble a team of hundreds of investigators.
That's that's insane.
It's a lot of people.
I feel like that has to almost be too many cooks in the kitchen at certain times.
Yeah, right. Corden Parks is a detective working this case. He says we interviewed Elizabeth's teachers, friends,
Mhm.
classmates, and there was nothing wrong here. No boyfriends, no shady associations, no
Yeah.
drug use. I'm like, that's not, they would not be able to say that about 14 or 15-year-old Amy
Oh,
Archer.
yeah. They'd be like, oh,
There are a lot
she
of
does
shady
sneak out at night sometimes.
associations here. And as I
Oh,
talked about my friend Amy, who lived on her own, essentially, who is that person that she's with?
right. I know my parents are listening to this one, but I had a little sneaking out problem my freshman year of high school, and I had
Mm,
rural kids. I had a little like go bag stashed in the cornfield with
look
shoes
at
and stuff
you.
in it. Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing about living in the country. My kids are terrified to sneak out.
Really?
Yeah. And we pull a big brother on them sometimes, and we have to convince that we have
Oh,
more
okay.
cameras than we really do.
Oh, see, that's the luxury of the surveillance era
Yes.
parenting. You're like, we're watching you.
So the public is all coming out to help because this is a 14-year-old, like devout Mormon girl.
And
Like,
yes, a very innocent 14-year-old
yeah,
girl.
not
Like,
that every kid that goes missing isn't innocent, but like people were
no.
just stunned that this happened.
Yes,
So they're trying to help.
exactly.
And they've been in this house for 8 years. They had good relationships in the neighborhood. So everybody's out there pounding the pavement. They had
Yeah.
6 children, like you said, 4 boys, 2 girls. Elizabeth was the first daughter. And I think she
She
was like
was
the
so
second
cute.
oldest.
That's the way I understand
Yeah.
it too. Yeah.
Mary Catherine. Oh my God, my heart just broke for this girl.
I feel for her. She seems like she still struggles so much.
Yeah.
How
She
could you
taught
not?
the fact, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but the fact that
Yeah.
she was able to pull this name out was
Oh,
unbelievable to me.
what? It's so
Unbelievable.
impressive for a child. And it's
Hmm.
not like they were around him a bunch, you know?
No, no.
That's so just, ugh.
Wild.
Yeah.
So Mary Catherine talks about how much pressure there was on her to remember and identify the person because she is the only witness. And she
Yes.
didn't really see him, but she heard him.
Yeah. And, she's trying to fake being asleep and, she's not
Hmm.
laying there with her eyes open.
No, I wonder, like, from an adult point of view, what he
Yeah.
would have done if she just started blood curdling screaming.
I know, right? I feel
Maybe
like
she
he
was afraid he
probably,
would have killed Elizabeth.
probably, and I think he probably, I don't know. I think he's very volatile and was really capable of doing
Yeah.
anything to them.
So in her first interview, Mary Catherine mentions that she had heard this voice before. It was
Yeah.
familiar to her, but she couldn't place it. She couldn't place
Mm.
it. But her knowing the voice leads the cops to say, okay, we need to look at the family, which I think they
Yeah.
would have done anyway.
It would make the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's usually first step in any investigation.
So Corey Lyman is like, there's a few things that made us go, hmm.
Mhm.
One of them was he claims that he did not see scuff marks
Yeah.
against the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, he just could have not left them.
I mean, yeah, that to me is
It's
you
not
don't always leave a scuff mark.
right. It's not like he's saying there were no footprints. He's saying
Right.
scuff marks. So, like, the guy could
Yeah.
have just been agile getting in there,
100%. Yeah.
The alarm had inadvertently been left off.
That one I'll give them. That one is, I can see if you were looking for suspicious things.
Yeah. So they search the home and they bring in a bloodhound who picks up the scent for Elizabeth. And the bloodhound goes out the back door, up behind the house,
He follows
right
it.
into the woods, but then he loses the scent.
Yeah.
So the cops are like, was she taken in a car? We don't know.
Yeah.
Of course, with any true crime case, we get the media's take on this.
Oh,
And
of
they
course.
don't wait until the family's been vetted. They just start. Was this an inside job? Did the family have something to do with this? They've
Yeah.
seized 12 computers from the home. Da, 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 just,
It's goes from like 0 to 100.
yeah. And
It
there's a lot of damage done with shit like that.
big time. I mean, people's names get dragged and even after people are proven innocent, we know
Yeah.
sometimes there's still that
Yeah.
tinge that people have.
People are like, could her father have done this? Like, whoever did it
Yeah.
knew the layout of the home. I mean, no home is more complicated in their layout than John Benet Ramsey's.
Oh my God. The staircases and
Mm-hmm.
the little
Endless
cobbled up
staircases.
rooms.
Endless
Oh my
staircases.
gosh.
Michael Peterson would have a lot of fun in that house.
Do not go to that house with Michael.
Just pushing
And they're all
people
in
down.
hidden rooms. He would have a good time.
Oh, R.I.P. Kathleen Peterson.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So Corey says, this was unfortunately a reality in my line of work. Like, there's a lot of times that parents kill their kids.
Yeah. I
Casey
mean,
Anthony, we're
I
looking
was
at
just gonna say
you.
Casey Anthony.
Ed was so furious that his father actually had to have him committed to a psychiatric hospital.
Listen, I get it. If something happened to my son, I'd probably be right there too.
Yeah. So now we meet Tom Smart.
Oh, Tom.
Everyone has this uncle.
Oh my God, yes, right. Why is that a thing? There's always like a loose cannon uncle in the family.
So what they're doing is they are investigating Ed's brothers, Dave and
Yeah.
Tom. And Dave seems pretty cool. He
Mhm.
passes his polygraph. He's like, we
Yeah.
want Elizabeth to come home. We love her, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Tom is getting in front. This would be Timmy's brother. Like we
Oh,
just can't
really?
trust
Yeah.
him. He's a
Yeah.
wild, he's a loose cannon. I mean, he would
You
just
don't know
be
what he's
like,
gonna say.
yeah, he would never hurt anybody. I'm not saying that, but we wouldn't know, he wouldn't be
Oh,
media savvy.
totally. I know
And
exactly who I'm picturing in my family that
mm-hmm,
would do
mm-hmm.
this.
So he gets in front and he's saying weird things like, she's a sweet angel. And, some people just have outs with their siblings, but not us. Like, we're
But
fine. And then
we
he's
love
going,
each other.
we all have issues. I mean, this guy's not a bad guy. I mean, he
Like,
probably just loves Elizabeth. And we're all like, what?
Tom, shut up. Shut up, Tom. He's, he's like Cody Brown out there, just
Yes.
letting it fly.
And Dave Smart is like, okay, let's
You're
go
done.
get a drink. He's like
He like
ushering him off.
It's like, oh, we all, yep, we're good. Okay, come on, Tom.
So Tom in current day says, look,
He's
I hadn't slept in 5 days.
$100.
I'm in front of the camera. He said, I finished that interview. My wife looked at me and said, you just fucked us, dude.
I know. It's like,
Wow.
okay, I like Mrs. Tom. Okay. I like Mrs. Tom.
So Ed said what really sucked about this was as the media and as Tom is out there doing this damage to our reputations,
Yeah.
the public is starting to turn on them and helping less and less.
That's awful. I know they lose volunteers over this.
Yeah, it's
Ugh.
rough. At one point, they find remains, but it isn't her.
Mhm.
The family just stays steadfast in their belief that she's out there and she's
I
okay. Like they didn't give up.
They didn't. And they talk about, you kind of go back into life stuff. I can't imagine you just have to keep going and you go about your days and you just don't know the not knowing. I can't even imagine.
A lot of times, I go back and forth and we've talked about this a lot. Like a lot of times I wonder sometimes, is it easier for a parent to lose a child
Yeah.
versus having a child go missing? Because if you have a child missing, like I could see it from both angles because it's
100%.
like you don't know what is happening to them, but also like you can also still hope they're alive and that they're returned.
Yes, you can have that hope, but the not knowing and the wondering what's happening to them, I don't know. I wouldn't sleep either. I'd be
No.
day 5 of no sleep. I get it.
No.
It. Oh.
So Mary Catherine says she felt very isolated because the cops didn't want her talking to anybody about this. She wasn't allowed to watch the news. She wasn't allowed to, like, they just wanted to preserve her memory the best they could.
And in Elizabeth's book, she talked about that because I don't think they said on here how long she was by herself. It was like 9 hours. They made her sit by herself in a room.
Oh, you're kidding.
No. And they begrudgingly, because she was just by herself, they wouldn't let her talk to her parents. But Lois said she was super worried about her.
Yes.
And they begrudgingly agreed to let her grandma come sit with her, but they weren't supposed to talk. They were supposed to just be there. But that poor little thing.
I know. The pressure.
Yes.
Not only like,
yeah,
and she's dealing with the trauma of this happening and she's not allowed to connect with her family.
And you would just want to like sit with your family. I can't imagine.
They're doing everything. They're hypnotizing her. They're interviewing her and she just can't come up with it.
And she was probably trying so hard.
Mm-hmm. So they have the family create a list of people who were in and out of the home at the time. So they've been having some contractors in and out.
Yeah, it sounds like they're doing remodel work.
Yeah. And one of them was Richard Reese.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a contractor who worked on the home. And he and Ed had a little bit of a tiff over money.
Yeah.
And I have a question for you. This is going to be probably not PC of me to say.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
Did you get a cheap vibe around Ed?
Yeah. I could see that. I had so many questions about this because when they talk about the vehicle that was a form of payment.
Yeah.
Remember that? It was like a 1994 Jeep.
Yeah.
And then, Ed's like, I don't know, the church recommended him.
Yeah. He's like paying people who are unhomed to come to his house and do some work. And you're like, oh, is that out of the kindness of his heart that he's trying to pay people? But then you're like, but he's not paying people. Like, what's going on here?
That's weird, right? No, I thought that was odd too, especially coming into my house? I'm very paranoid about things like that.
Yeah. And I mean, I come from a family of people who are very frugal, so I'm not throwing
Oh,
shade, but it's
yeah,
just like
I'm very frugal.
I was kind of like, I am too. I was kind of
Yeah.
like, is Ed trying to get real cheap labor here?
Well, and it's
What's
just
going
funny because
on?
obviously they have some
They have
money.
the means.
They have
Yeah.
the
That's
means. That
it didn't
house
make
is
sense to me.
giant. Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, okay, maybe the other part of this is as part of his faith or whatever. He's just trying to help
Mhm.
people and be a good
Like
Christian. I
service
don't know.
work and
Yeah.
steward. I don't know the words.
So the cops are really hot on this guy. And they even found some of Lois's jewelry in his house.
Yeah. Whoopsie doodles.
So he was robbing people.
Oh, for sure.
He's interrogated and he swears he didn't do this, but he was a violent felon. And,
Yeah.
you know, the detective says he shot my fellow officer in a robbery
100%.
once.
Yeah. That
So,
interrogation was intense.
oh my Lord, was it ever? Ed says, I had no idea this guy was violent. Like he was recommended by the church.
Yeah. I,
So they find his car. And like you said, it's a Jeep
yeah.
that Ed had given him,
Yeah. And they said it was like a 94 Jeep that Ed had given him as a form of payment.
which
So
is only like 7 years old at this
yeah,
point. Like that's a pretty good form of payment.
100% I'd take that.
Although Timmy would tell you that a Jeep is no gift.
I was, oh my gosh, Amy, last night, Mitchell was reading Consumer Report
Oh
about the
no.
best SUVs, and Jeep was ranked dead last. And he was going on about why he would never buy a Jeep, too. So, yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Timmy's a car snob, like in
Yeah,
terms of what he likes and what, you know, because he works on them. And
100%.
he's like, you buy a Toyota, you never have to lift the hood. You buy a Jeep,
Oh,
you're always on the side of the road.
100%. You know, I'm a Toyota girl, too.
Yeah.
And Mitchell just got a Mazda. This is new to us.
Mm,
We've had
mm,
Toyotas, too.
mm.
So
Okay.
far, so good.
Well, I think still, no matter how you slice it, a seven
Yeah.
year old car is a pretty good payment for
Oh,
some construction work.
yeah.
So they find that he has put a ton of mileage on this car, like 700 miles
Around that time.
within a
Ooh,
day or two of her missing. So they're like really trying to figure out what was he doing.
it doesn't look good.
Mm-mm. So in the meantime, Mary Catherine manages a peek at the news and she knows right away Richard Reese is not the guy. She
Yeah.
knows him. She said he was
Mhm.
always nice to her. It wasn't him.
Yeah.
That
And
should have
they,
ended this right there.
yes, it's
Nope.
just they wouldn't sometimes they take her opinion seriously and sometimes they don't. And it's
Right.
kind of a little picky choosy.
The police are like, well, you were groggy and didn't you have your eyes shut? Like it's, you know.
Yeah.
So then on July 24th of that same year, there's an
Mm,
attempted break-in at Liz's aunt and uncle's house, and their female cousin specifically lived there who was 18 years old.
terrifying.
Chair against the house, screen cut,
Oh.
same thing. But we don't know what happened, but it was thwarted or something because it never
So in the book
happened.
she talks about that.
Okay, what does she say?
So he was planning so that neighborhood that her cousin lived in, his
Mm-hmm.
mother lived there too. And he was estranged from his mom. She had cut him off because he's, a scary, scary man. And she said they're up in the mountains, just chit-chatting. And he always forbade her to talk about her family. But she
Okay.
said that he was talking about the neighborhood his mom lived in, and she said, "Oh, my cousin Olivia lives there." And he kind of perked up. And
Ugh.
she said that she was so excited that he was letting her talk about her family and she wasn't thinking. So then he said, "Oh, I think God's calling her to be my next wife." And he did go, but somebody woke up in the house and that stopped him. So he did
Oh
try
my
to go get her
God. Oh my
because she said
God.
she was consumed with guilt and was so relieved when he came back without her. So
Oh my God. And
it's
it's not her,
awful.
it's not Elizabeth's fault,
Oh
but
my
oh my God,
gosh,
I can't even.
no.
See, this is
No.
where being a lady of a certain age, where I have to get up 10 times at night to pee, could be helpful.
Oh,
Just
yes.
gonna say that.
Yeah.
So the problem is here that Richard Reese's still in jail. So clearly it wasn't
Hmm.
him. And the cops are like, well, it's probably just a copycat. But Ed Smart says they never released the information that a chair was up against the house and the screen was
Yes.
cut.
They wanted it to be Richard Reese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the family's like, okay, we do not have the right person here. And the cops are so into this that they even
Yeah.
offer him immunity from any other crime,
When they
barring
said that,
homicide or kidnapping, if he would tell them how he put the mileage on the car, and he wouldn't do it.
I know. I
Then
that
he
was
died.
just
Then he died.
oh my gosh. And then he's dead. Boom.
What do you
I
think he
know.
put the mileage on? I think he just drives around and creeps on things.
He's probably, or he's like selling, doing, I don't know. He's probably just one of those guys, you know?
Yeah.
He's got a
Yeah.
lot of hands and a lot of businesses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So they're all devastated, especially the family, because they're like, did he know where she was? And like,
Yeah.
now we'll never know.
Oh, that would be so suffocating. I can't imagine.
So then one night, Mary Catherine, she said
Oh,
after the kidnapping, her parents used to have to stand in her room and watch her. She was so scared.
I have been the same way.
So one
Mm,
night she was waiting for them to come in or come home or whatever, and she was perusing the Guinness Book of World Records. Now I have to say something.
yeah.
I used to love to read the Guinness Book of World Records.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Now,
I don't know
would
why.
you think of random things and look them up or just peruse?
Oh no, I would read it like cover to cover. Yeah.
That's fun. Did you
Yeah.
watch the TV show? Remember the Guinness
Of
TV
course I
show they
do.
had?
Yes. I
Oh
was
yeah.
obsessed with this. I don't know why. It
Yes.
was weird.
My brother was really into that. He had all the big holographic ones
See?
when
See?
he was a kid. And Ripley's Believe It or Not. I like Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yes. Yes. So she's sitting there, and all of a sudden she said it just came to her. It was
Was
Emmanuel's voice.
oh,
Wow.
so cool.
So we get this quick side story about Jared Parkinson. He says back in
Yes.
2002, they were partying at a bunch of different houses, and we had booze and drugs, and it was this normal. Why is Emmanuel going to parties?
He would do this. So he would just go out into the city and kind of hang out with like other homeless people, or he would hang out in like areas where he thought people might give him things. And he had people who would give him like free weed, free alcohol, let him shoplift. He just would make connections and he would get invited to these parties.
Do you think he was just such a narcissist that when he's up in the camps, like he's just not getting enough attention? So he's got to
Oh
go
yeah.
down there and be attention getting?
He's always, he's always telling his gospel and he's the
Mhm.
prophet and he loves it. And I'm sure some of those people were just like, "Oh yeah, you can totally come to this party."
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, Jared Parkinson is like, he had this girl with him. The two women were covered head to toe except for
Yeah.
their eyes. And he's like, the one had really nice blue eyes. He's trying to chat these people up. And the guy's, Emmanuel's being a total dickbag. So he's kind of like, okay, goodbye.
Like, never
These
mind.
people are
Yeah.
weird. We see a picture though. Somebody snapped a picture and it's
You-
Elizabeth.
It's chilling, isn't it? All those
Yes.
still shots of them when they were on the lam are just
Yes.
fascinating.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So now we meet Elizabeth herself.
Yeah.
She says, I was 14 that summer. I was leaving junior high. I was so excited
Yeah.
to start high school. And she says she just remembers a man's voice. He said, I have a knife at your neck. Don't
Oh,
make a sound. Come with me. And what broke my heart about what just her entire testimony, but especially this part, is this was a kid who just thought her parents would save her.
I know.
You know what
When
I
she's
mean?
talking about walking through the hallway, like, Mom, wake up, Dad, wake up, please wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Heartbreaking.
it's heartbreaking.
Because, like, I don't think we fully remember how young 14 is. It's young.
It's very young. And she
Yeah.
was such an innocent,
Yep.
and she even says naive 14-year-old girl. Like
Yeah.
she was not
Yeah.
well versed in, like, she wasn't a street smart girl. She wasn't,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep. So she said he took her exactly where the bloodhound went, out the back door, up the backyard, into the
Hmm.
woods. It was wild. Then she said, I kept asking if he was going to rape or kill me because I wanted him to do it close to the house so my parents could find me. I had to like pause it and compose myself. I was sobbing so hard at this point.
I sobbed so much during
Oh,
this, and I can't promise I won't do it today because some
yeah.
of these parts of this are just, and she's so raw and authentic about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it.
He said, not yet. We'll get to it, but not yet.
Ugh.
They go to a camp and there's a woman there, and her name is Hepzibah.
Mm.
And she hugged Elizabeth, and she had on a long tunic and a headdress, and she starts washing Elizabeth's feet and like trying to take her clothes off her and change her into a robe. And
How terrifying.
and then Emmanuel comes in and rapes
Mhm.
her.
Yeah.
This
I
motherfucker. If I could kill
he
him, I would. No,
same.
got it. No, Little Miss Recap, or no, murder, She Watched, and Little Miss Recap do not condone murder.
Speaking, we're being hyperbolic and
Hypothetical,
hypothetical. Yeah.
hypothetical. Yes,
He's
yes.
awful. And he treated her like just,
Mm.
there's no words. It makes me so angry. And oh, I don't know. I hate that man.
Yeah,
He's evil. He's
yeah.
just evil.
And that was his way of sealing her to him. Fuck off.
And
Shh.
he knew as a young Mormon girl how important something like that would be
Yep,
to her.
yep.
And that just pisses me off in ways I can't even explain.
She cried and she bled and she passed out. And then she was woken up by him shackling her.
I This is one of those where so many times I kept saying to myself, this is real. This
I
really
know.
happened to
I
her.
know. I know.
Oh,
She said he looked like Rasputin and his name was Emmanuel David Isaiah. And they were commanded, him and his wife were commanded by God to kidnap 7 girls. And she was the first. And he told her, your sister or your cousin Olivia are going to be
hmm
part of this as well. So, did she talk about in the book, like, did he really want to get her sister, Mary Catherine?
no. I think he used that as threats to her.
Okay.
That's not a common topic in the book, but he does go out, and she doesn't really get into it much in this later, and try to get another girl. And
Mm-hmm.
it also, aside from her cousin, and it doesn't work out because I
Good.
feel like they had a dog or something. But
Good.
yeah, he tried several times.
So, this is where I struggle with religion
You and I both.
because she had a lot of programming in her life to keep sweet, to not
Mm-hmm.
say anything, to not speak up. Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you can make an argument that she would have kept sweet either way. You know, she
Yeah.
was being smart about things, thinking things out. But there's a lot of elements here
Mm-hmm.
that are a product of her religion. Like, for example, she says, we were just told no sex,
No
but
matter
we
what.
never talked about the difference between consensual sex and rape. And so
100,000%.
when he raped her, she thought she did something wrong.
She said she worried her family wouldn't want her back.
Yes, she said
Like,
she thought she did something wrong and would be in trouble.
yes. And
Yeah.
in the innocence and the lack of sexual education, when
Mm-hmm.
she talks about thinking if she flipped over,
I
he
know.
couldn't do it. And
I know.
it's just, ugh.
I know. And I'm not saying like you can't uphold your religious beliefs. I'm just saying like
Yes.
maybe have that conversation, especially with young
Yeah.
women, you know?
Especially when sexual safety is such an
Yes.
important conversation to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
because I know it's uncomfortable and it's really hard, but it's just
Yep.
important.
So at one point, pretty early on, she hears her name. So
Oh,
she
this
must
was,
have heard them
oh,
calling out, and he shoves
yeah.
her in the tent and says, see this knife right here? This is what I'm going to kill the people looking for you with. Like, if you make a sound, you're
Yeah.
dead and they're dead.
Yeah. And of course
Mhm.
she believed him
Yep. He raped her repeatedly every day,
every
multiple times.
fucking day.
I have to say something. She's lucky she didn't get pregnant.
Yes. She says on here and in the book, she had not started her period yet.
Oh, okay. I did not know
So,
that. That must be in the book because I didn't catch that in the doc.
yeah, she said because she tried to use that to get him to not do it because she said, I'm
Oh,
just a
maybe
child.
she did use.
I think she
Maybe she did
talks
mention
about
it.
it.
I'm sorry. Maybe I
But
missed it. Yeah.
yeah, she says that. And I thought the same thing because, oh my God.
So he told her that he would allow her to be unshackled and to kind of be living amongst them as long
Yeah.
as she did what he wanted her to do.
Yeah.
And if she didn't, he would kill her and her family.
Yep.
And
He
again,
constantly threatened
14,
killing her family. Yes,
14.
that would have kept, I
Yes.
mean, you're the most important people in your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
She longed for her family. She says she thought about them all the time. She wondered
oh,
where they were they looking for her? Memories of them and images of them kept her going. And she realized she had something worth surviving for. Like,
oh.
she is a fucking badass. She's amazing.
She's amazing. She
She's
is amazing.
mm-hmm.
That young, having that mental fortitude to be like, I can do this. I've
Mm-hmm.
got this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you, I don't know. I don't think that I would have been that strong at that age.
Mm-mm.
I'd like to
Mm-mm.
say that I would have been, but I don't think I would have.
So back at home, Mary Catherine tells her parents, I remembered it's Emmanuel. I know it. And Ed says the year before. So keep in mind, This,
Yeah.
like, she only saw this guy once or twice.
Yeah, he only did a little bit of work at their
Mm-hmm.
house.
A
Oh,
year before, Lois had taken the girls down into town and they encountered this man who was street preaching. And
mm-hmm.
Lois felt bad for him and offered him Ed's card if he needed some work around the house. And Mary Catherine says, I think it was him. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure. And the police are like, we don't think this is a good enough lead.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. They say he was only in the house once or twice and he
Yeah.
never even came back to get paid. Okay, that is a red flag.
That's a huge red flag. 1000%. I could not agree more. That would make me suspicious.
So Mary Catherine works with the sketch artist and they get a
Yeah.
sketch. It's definitely him, but he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have the beard.
Mm-hmm. And he's one of those. I mean, beards obviously change people's looks, but when they
Mm-hmm.
show the old pictures of him, I would have never thought that was the same
I'm going to
person.
tell you who I thought he looked like.
Who?
Osama bin Laden.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, he kind of looks like him.
Well, and especially in the ensemble,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
in her, I forget if it was an interview of hers I watched, or if it's in her book. She says that she calls him like, she said he looked like a mix of Osama bin Laden and somebody else. Maybe it was Rasputin, but I was
Okay.
like, you
Mm-hmm.
get him, Elizabeth.
Yeah. So she says, she's like, no, Mary Catherine's like, no, I really think it's him. So Ed wants to put the sketch out, but the police are scared or afraid of scaring the guy off.
Yeah.
So now Elizabeth says at one point, Emmanuel and Hepzibah get into a fight because he's not taking them into town. So they decide to go into town. And she said she thought about crying out, but she was 14. She was horrifically abused for months. She was raped as punishment. So when she made her bid for freedom, she wanted it to be a sure thing.
And you can't blame her for that.
Mm-mm. At one point, they're approached by a police officer, but Emmanuel manages to talk their way out of it.
He was such a smooth talker. I don't understand it.
Yep. So this scares him, though. He's rattled by this police officer. And now he believes they need to leave Salt Lake. And she is devastated. And she's like, I may never see my family again.
That would be horrifying going further away. Of course, you would feel like you'd never be back.
Mary Catherine says Christmas that year was so tough. Could you imagine trying to have fucking Christmas?
No, no. Like, do you, and you have your other children that you want to try so hard to like do the things for, but you're going to just be going through the motions like a zombie. I can't even imagine.
I'll never forget when I worked on the school shooting book and I was working with Danielle Barden's family. And I was talking to his sister. She's Natalie. She's a little bit older. And she's like, my parents did Christmas for me that year. And she's like, I can't even believe it. Like when I look back on that now, I'm like, how did they do that? But it was like
love.
Yeah. And I think parents feel like they need to protect the other child or, kind of keep things somewhat normal.
Yes, something normal to just kind of have that grounding effect, I feel like. Oh, God, that's
so
horribly heartbreaking.
So people in church are like, oh, look at those suckers, the smarts. They think that girl's still alive. No way. And Ed's like devastated by their comments.
Can you imagine hearing that?
Then the family decides, you know what? Fuck it. We are going to release the sketch. And they went against the police and it was a big deal.
Bravo. Yep.
This gets the public calling. And what is so interesting about this is if they had done the sketch with the beard, I don't know if the brother-in-law would have recognized him because the picture they sent.
That's a really good point, Amy.
He was clean cut.
Yeah, that old like family shaven picture thing. That's a really good point.
So this dude calls in. He's like, it's my brother-in-law. He's like, I don't want to think it's him, but he's just weird enough. And he does say, and Dave is telling us the story. He's like, he does have a teepee in the mountains, but we don't know where. But just so you know, if he has her, she's probably alive.
How? So I would love to hear more from that brother.
I know, right? We need to interview that brother-in-law.
Yes, because like he described it perfectly. I'm so curious.
So they get a picture of him. Now they know who he is. The cops look him up. He had been arrested for so he had been arrested for stealing beer during the time that Elizabeth was kidnapped.
Yes. Now they gloss over that in this. She and Hepzibah almost died during that time. They almost starved to death.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No. So this happened when they were in California, because
Hmm.
they spent that winter in
They were
California.
right outside San Diego.
Yes, and they were in kind of like a little deserty park, and they pretty much survived on prickly pear fruits that entire time. And he
Wow.
would fuck off all day and, go do his thing. Well, one of these days, him and Hepzibah got into a giant fight, which she said was almost a daily occurrence, but sometimes they would be really bad.
Hmm.
And he left,
Mm.
and they weren't allowed to leave, and they had literally no food or water.
Mm.
And he was gone for a week. He got arrested, and Elizabeth said that she thinks he did that on purpose and was hoping that they might die
Wow.
so he wouldn't have to deal with it. Because when he got back, he was kind of bragging that he had been in jail because he got to have showers and a place to sleep
Mm.
and meals. And
Three
Hepzibah
hots and a
was
cot.
exactly, and
Hmm.
she was pissed, and he brought them a bucket of KFC. So
Wow.
it's a peace offering.
Okay. I mean, I could be bought with the bucket of KFC. I'm not gonna
I
lie,
absolutely
but
could be.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the unspeakable things I would do to a bucket of KFC if I haven't eaten for
Mm,
2 weeks.
and the sides. I love their sides. A whole spread.
Well, during this time, what's interesting is somebody took a Polaroid picture of him. So now they had a picture.
Yeah.
This was great. And he was dressed, in his fundamentalist
Yes.
gear and he had his long beard. And so, like, they have him
Oh,
now.
and he's like looking right at
Hmm.
the camera. I mean, it's a good picture.
Dave Smart recognized him. He said, "Oh, I saw this guy on the streets preaching,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he had a woman with him who was always holding a doll." See how dolls just freak everybody out? Just
Dollies.
generally.
There's something jarring about a doll, isn't there?
Yes, yes. You remember every time you see a grown adult with
Yes.
one.
And I know I was not a doll girl. Were you? I
Um,
had Cabbage Patches that I
I
liked.
had Cabbage Patch dolls. I was big into My Little Pony.
Oh, the
Oh, it was huge,
ponies.
huge.
Okay, so yeah, not dollies.
No, Legos, My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's where it
Okay.
was. So, and I did play my dollhouse a lot, and my sister Jenny would play with me, and she convinced me one time that pennies were the dishes, and I had to suck on them to clean them,
I love
and
that.
I swallowed one.
Oh my
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God. Did you tell anybody or just
Oh, I've told
lock it
this
up?
story on the podcast that I
No,
went
I know
running
I
to
meant
my mother, screaming, narking her out. Of course, yes.
so I have a similar, my Aunt Krista, who is only 8 years older than me. She's kind of like my Jenny.
Yeah,
I was so gullible with her when I
yeah.
was a kid.
You do whatever.
And I thought she was the coolest person on the planet. And we were outside, and I would always stir up these mud puddles like you do when you're
Mm-hmm.
little. And I
Mm.
said to her, it looks like chocolate milk. I'm probably like 6, so
Oh
she's
God, she told you
14.
to drink it.
Yeah, she said, well, if you drink it, it'll taste like chocolate milk. And so I scooped some up and I took a drink, and I was so pissed at her. And she was like, what did you think it was going to taste like?
Wow, wow.
Yes. And she's probably listening to this. So
Yeah,
roasted.
yeah, yeah. Roasted in front of 13 or 14 people.
Yes. Hide your shame.
So, no, but my point is, you remember when you see a woman walking around the dolly.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
not something you see every day.
Mm-hmm. So they discover that he's married to a woman named Wanda Barzy. And they were street preachers, and he believed he was a prophet, and he was starting to spin and get violent. His ex-wife called up Dave and Tom and is like, this guy's fucking dark. Yeah.
Red flag city. There's
Mm-hmm.
lots of red flags.
Lots of allegations of him being a pedophile. Gross.
Yes. Oh,
The family puts flyers up around town, and a waitress recognizes them and says, I think Elizabeth was in here
yeah.
with them.
Was that the lady? One of them said the Jesus people.
Yeah, that was her.
That was that lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ed says the public is the greatest resource. They sent in dozens of sightings, but the problem was that the sightings weren't recent.
Yeah, they were,
and that's because they were in
out.
San Diego.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So Elizabeth says being raped was horrific, but listening to him preach was just as bad. And I was like, wow, that's a roast.
That's saying something,
mm-hmm.
isn't it?
Mm-hmm. She said during one of his rants, this is like so brilliant of a 14, 15-year-old kid, because she's like, during one of his rants, I decide to pipe in and I say, I think God is telling us to go back to Salt Lake City, but you're his prophet. So you ask and he'll confirm.
What a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she again, such a badass, like you
Yep.
said. That's savvy.
Yes. So he's like, you're right. And I'm so glad that God is talking to you now. You're right. Let's go back to literally the scene of the crime, like a moron.
Yes. And see,
Mm-hmm.
this is where I think it was an advantage for them that they are off the grid. He's not really seeing media. They're not
Nope.
seeing that people are knowing who he is because
Nope.
that's just so lucky that he
Mm-hmm.
didn't see that stuff.
So they're walking down the street after getting off the bus, and the police get a call. They find them. A bunch of cops show up. Victor, a responding officer, decides this girl looks real nervous because at first he's asking, "Are you Elizabeth?" And she's like,
Hmm.
"No,"
Yeah.
but she was nervous and jittery. So he separates them,
Yeah.
and then he says, "Please, like, just tell me. Don't put your family through this. Are
Yeah.
you Elizabeth?" And she just says, "Thou sayest." And he throws her in the cop car and she starts
Hmm.
crying.
Oh,
Oh, could you imagine?
no. And just knowing that it's over, that
Yeah.
it's over. I can't
Yeah.
imagine that feeling.
They get her family down there and she's reunited with her parents. We see CCTV footage of
Yeah.
her and Ed being reunited. Ed says, "This is not the young woman who left me 9 months ago. That was a young girl. This is a woman. She
Yes.
is swollen. She is sunburned. Her hair is in braids." He's like, "I just held my miracle in my arms."
Amy.
Mm-hmm.
And in the book, when she talks about this part, I was
Mm.
sobbing because she
You
was
and I are
like,
both daddy's girls.
yes. And I put
Mm-hmm.
myself in this position. And she said that when they saw each other and then they finally hugged, and she said she was just holding on to her dad's shoulder. And she was like, I felt safe again. And I knew my dad would protect me forever
Mm-hmm.
again. And I was like, oh, it
Mm-hmm.
just,
I know. Corey says, the original detective says, when they told him, he cried and he went to the camp and he saw it. And he
mm-hmm.
says he was so sick that they were
Mm-hmm.
that close.
Oh,
And he's like, I really felt like I left her down. And he says, as law enforcement, we don't have all the answers. And thank God her family didn't listen to us.
that
And
was
they
really big of him to
released the
say that.
sketch. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Cause they went against, because if they wouldn't have done that, I don't know that she would have been rescued
Yeah. I don't know. I
because
don't
that
know.
got his face out there, you know?
Yeah. And because Mary Catherine did the sketch with no beard, the brother in law recognized him. Like
It's
there's
just
a
a series
series
of
of events.
perfect, yes,
Yes.
it's fascinating. It's
So
fascinating.
Emmanuel's real name is Brian David Mitchell.
Hmm.
And he is being questioned and Wanda's being questioned. He's like, This was such a good scene because he goes, "I'm a servant of the Lord." And one cop goes, "No,
Yeah, that's
no."
awesome.
And then he's like, "Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan." And the cops are just like, "Dude,
Like, are you
this is
done?
not working."
Yeah, nice try.
So he's examined for mental illness. Now, the case went on for a very long time. She was rescued in March 2003. He didn't go to jail until 2010, or he
Yeah,
wasn't he wasn't through trial, I mean.
yeah, they didn't because he
Yeah.
kept the whole mental competency thing was a
Yes.
huge, huge hitch there.
So this I pulled from the internet, but on November 16, 2009, Barzy pled guilty to assisting in the kidnapping of Elizabeth Smart as part of the plea bargain with prosecutors. So she was sentenced to 15 years in federal
Hmm.
prison, and they gave her time served, credit for the 7 years she'd already served. She's out of jail.
Well, and did you see she's been in trouble since she's been out of
Oh,
jail?
tell me, what'd she do?
She was lurking around a park looking at children, making people uncomfortable.
Are you kidding me right now?
No,
Where does she
no,
live? I need to be
I don't,
marked safe from her.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but this was because she got released in like 2018 or 2019.
It's
And yeah,
2018.
she was lurking around the park and made people uncomfortable and they knew who she was. So
Guys, don't lurk around parks.
it's just not a good place to lurk.
No.
And
Uh,
Dean
Go ahead.
Coral, I thought of Dean Coral and our Candyman, but everybody liked Dean hanging around the
That's true.
park
That's
passing out
true.
candy. So what,
That's
you know?
true. We don't know.
Just,
So the court found that Brian David Mitchell, he was
yeah.
competent to stand trial for kidnapping
Hmm.
and sexual assault charges. And he was found guilty on both counts, sentenced in May 2011 to 2 life terms. Thank you very much.
No chance of parole. Fuck off. I
Yep.
mm,
Wait, he
I hope
gets I don't know who sent me this little gavel. Please step forward, whoever it
I
was, but I love it so
love it.
much.
It's
Um,
perfect.
he's guilty.
Oh, yeah. I hope his another one, like David Temple, I hope he is miserable every day.
Yep.
I would like to know if he's still street preaching in prison.
Ugh. Elizabeth says, I was so ashamed. And for a long time, I was scared of men. I was scared, I would never find somebody. She
Yeah.
has found love. She has three
She's married.
children.
Yeah.
Hmm. It took her a long time to heal. And we see a nice scene of her and Mary Catherine with dad at the end.
Yeah.
And they're talking about playing harps. And we learn that she has started the Elizabeth Smart Foundation.
Yeah.
Let me just read their little mission statement here. We're a woman and survivor led organization building a more compassionate society to end sexual violence.
Mm.
Together with advocate Elizabeth Smart, whose abduction and assault garnered national attention in 2002, we drive crucial conversations and work to shift societal perceptions for lasting change.
That's amazing.
I like it. I like it a lot.
She's just amazing. I would love to go see her speak somewhere, one of her public speaking events. I would
Yeah.
love that.
So some of the stuff they do self defense classes.
That's
They
awesome.
do Smart Talks podcast with people like Elizabeth. She's been on it, but other people.
Yeah.
She's interviewed people who are making a difference in the field of anti sexual violence.
That's so
And
cool.
then they do this thing called We Believe You. We Believe You Survivor Stories recognizes the power of storytelling and healing and advocacy, providing survivors with a platform to reclaim their voices, share their own experiences. They, of course, have a support fund for survivors, which
Yeah.
I think I'm going to donate to after
That's
watching this.
beautiful. Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, I'll donate on behalf of the Couch Detectives for
Oh, that's really
everybody.
sweet. That's really
And
sweet.
well, I think we all,
I
I'll put
think,
all of
yes,
us, it's from all of us.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do awareness, which is, advocacy, education, storytelling, stuff like that. So, what a great organization.
What
I
a
love
great
it.
organization.
Mhm.
And she is so, when she speaks, she speaks about these horrible situations and
Yeah.
awful things, but she speaks in this like confident, eloquent way. I just love the way she makes people feel secure about it. And you're not alone. I don't know. She's such a warm, loving
Yeah.
person. And the fact that she is able to function is
Yeah.
impressive alone.
Yeah. So you told me that her mom is still alive, but mom and dad are divorced because dad has come out as gay
Yes.
publicly.
Yes. Ed and Lois split up in 2018, 2019
Yeah.
after, yeah, he came out and he's also left the Mormon church. He's not
Okay.
affiliated anymore.
Okay.
And I was watching a more recent interview with Elizabeth, and
Hmm.
she said a couple of things that made me think that she's still religious, but maybe because she was talking about how it's natural to have questions and question things, and she wasn't saying definites, but she was speaking around it like maybe she wasn't as into the Mormon church as she had
I
been.
think sometimes that is what it takes,
Hmm.
somebody you love. Unfortunately, that's what it takes. You have to have
Yeah,
somebody near you, I guess. Somebody you love wants
yeah,
to live their true life, and a
absolutely.
church that you grew up with wants to suppress that. And you're like, wait a minute here.
Yeah, and
So,
Ed did a really nice interview about it. I think it was with People Magazine. You can Google it, and
yeah.
he said, "I just, I couldn't be a part of a group that told me it
Yeah.
wasn't okay to be me."
Yeah. Good for
So,
him. Good for
yeah,
him.
yeah,
She seems like she has a lovely family.
yes, and her
Yeah.
brothers are all really supportive. And her
Hmm.
one brother, when they rescued her, she said the first thing he said to her was, "I'm so sorry because the last thing I ever said to you was me kind of like making fun of you about something." And he said
Aw.
that just like ate him alive.
Oh, I can
It's just so
imagine. Hmm.
sweet. Yeah.
All right. Well, there's nothing to solve here. Again, Dick Bag is guilty.
Yeah. Elizabeth solved it. Mary Catherine solved
And
it.
Wanda's one of those complicated figures that she was
Hmm.
probably a victim, but also a
Yes.
perpetrator.
Yes. She was not ever warm or compassionate towards Elizabeth a single time
That's what I
while
was going
she
to
was
ask you. Like,
there.
what did Elizabeth say about her?
So, Elizabeth, which we had talked about this a little bit, she's very transparent that she did not ever have any fondness, affection, or warm feelings towards her captors.
Yeah.
She wants people to know she did not have Stockholm
No,
syndrome.
she
That's
was
very
buying
important
her
to her.
time. She was buying her
Yes.
time.
And she said that, well, in her book, she will not call them by Emmanuel and Hepzibah. She calls them Barzy and Mitchell. And
Good.
she said that she never one time ever showed her any kindness. And
Mm.
she was just as bad and would like encourage things too. So
I think as women, we just hope that there's some kind of code where we look out for each other. But
I can't imagine just
mm,
idly standing. It just makes me want to like punch a hole in a wall. I
it's
can't even
upsetting.
imagine.
It's upsetting.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm going to give this documentary 4 Dursts on
It was
the Jinx
fabulous.
scale. It gets 4
Yes.
little Bobby Dursts because I thought it was really good.
I thought it was really good too. And one thing I really liked, which I am not a film aficionado, so
Yeah.
this is probably pretty basic, but I like the editing part when they switched from Mary Catherine's side of the story to Elizabeth's and
Mm-hmm.
they did the like reverse and they like rewound every. I thought that was so
Mm-hmm.
cool. I
Mm-hmm.
just really
Yeah.
liked it.
Yeah, I agree. It was well done. Perfect
Yes.
length.
Yes, it
Perfect
didn't.
length.
Yep.
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 All right, guys. Well, we solved it. Thank you for
Yeah.
listening. Thank you for coming along
Yes.
on this journey. This was a tough one, but
It
I'm
was
glad that we
emotional.
talked about it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It was
Okay, so
fabulous.
what do we have coming up next week? We have I think I'm gonna do that handsome devil one that's coming out. That guy with the
Oh,
tattooed face, Wade Wilson.
yeah, Wade Wilson. I
Mm-hmm.
know. Did you
Mm-hmm.
watch the trailer all the way?
No.
He's just
It's dark.
frightening.
It's dark.
Yeah.
Dark. Yeah. So we'll have something for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always
And
something.
like I said, if you want to hear some Murdoch coverage after our completely unhinged coverage of the documentary, we
Well,
are doing the scripted series over on
oh, I can't wait.
Patreon. All right, guys. Thank you. Kyla, thank you for joining me and bringing all the
Yes.
facts like you always do.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.